We have just over 24 hours left of the January transfer window, and Tottenham Hotspur might be having one of the worst windows I have ever seen in history. And I know the other night we got distracted. The good nights in the Champions League, they've been a lovely break away from the stinking regular season that is the Premier League. However, we can't let that distract us from what is really happening at this club. Look, top four, most clean sheets, no playoff game to play. It's all wonderful, but it means nothing if you do not recruit right and prepare for that next step. And right now, what we're doing, we are failing to prepare, which means we are preparing to fail. Listen, let's get into the video. Now, prior to the window, I spoke with a few of the boys. Kish and Tobes did a video with them, half-term report. Which three targets did we need going into this window? Just to kind of break it down as to kind of what positions we're actually looking for, what positions we're actually targeting, what are the weaknesses in our squad. And I think it was pretty obvious. First one being left back. Competition for Udogie due to his constant injuries over the last year or two. We all know Ben Davies is going to be leaving at the end of the season, which leaves us pretty short in terms of bodies at left back. Now, what do we need coming in? Someone who can replicate what Udogie brings to us. Someone who's defensively very competent, but also can get involved in the attack and provide something when they're going forward. Someone who is ready-made for the first team and can provide genuine competition. Then we have left wing, with obviously Brennan Johnson being sold on the first day of the window, followed by the very next day Mohamed Kudus getting injured. We've all known Kulusevski is going to be out injured for months as well. Tell and Odobert being our only options there, but Odobert has obviously been moved to the right wing over the last couple of weeks to make up for that loss, which means now we're lacking actual creativity. Someone who can bring us a few extra goals from that left-hand side, and I just feel like that left wing has been crying out for someone since Son Heung-min left. Then the third and final position is centre mid, a progressive passer through the middle. Someone to help us in the build-up in the first phase. Someone who is a little bit more of a technical profile compared to what we already have. Now, with us knowing that this is what we needed going into the window, it kind of got me thinking a little bit, and it made me think, you know what? The last time Spurs were in a situation like this, what did they do? Now, the last time we were this bad or close to being this bad was the 08-09 season. Now, as you all remember, that was the season where Juan de Ramos started off the campaign, and 8 games into the season, he was sacked after collecting only 2 points and leaving us in the relegation zone. Now, Harry Redknapp did take over, and I think he managed to get 18 points in the next 12 games. And in his first window, they had to back him because that man had basically saved us from what was a sinking ship. But coming to that January, we were still in 19th place. So this squad needed quite a bit. But what did we do? A total of 5 signings was made throughout this January. Robbie Keane, Jermaine Defoe, Wilson Palacios, Pascal Chimbonda, and Carlo Cudicini. Now, Jermaine Defoe and Robbie Keane, obviously very smart signings in my opinion. 2, of course, former players. 1 went off to Liverpool. It didn't quite work out for him for 6 months. We took advantage of that and brought him back straight away. We sold Jermaine Defoe to Portsmouth because he wasn't getting enough minutes, but Harry Redknapp coming back knew exactly how to use him and said, you know what, come back with me. And Wilson Palacios, Modric and Genius at the time needed some legs, some energy around him. And Wilson Palacios was playing really well at Wigan, taking advantage of a great deal there. 15 million, smart signing. And Pascal Chimbonda, bringing some extra depth at right back, where we had Vedran Chorluka starting. Alan Hutton wasn't really a great replacement. So what did we do? Depth. Let's go and get an upgrade on that. Sunderland, £3 million bargain signing. And then Aurelio Gomez, who was signed at the start of that season, was an absolute bozo in goal. And he needed competition. He needed a little fire up his arse. So who did we bring in? Reliable hands, Carlo Cudicini on a free from Chelsea, just to bring some steadiness to that goal. That is a brilliant window, in my opinion. You look at the weaknesses in your team. You look at the market and you say, you know what? There's some opportunities over there. And you address those weaknesses using those opportunities. We actually ended that season 8th in the league with 51 points, missing out on Europe just by 2 points, which shows how good of a window that was. To go into the window at 19th and then finish the season at 8th, that window has essentially turned your season around single-handedly. And then you look at 2026. This is where we are now. How did we respond this time? And this time you look at it, we're 8 points off the drop zone. We're 14th. We're in a better position than we were in 08-09. But let's see the contrast and difference as to how we react this time. We made 2 official signings. We signed Conor Gallagher from Atletico Madrid, who was pretty much unwanted at the club, and we helped them recoup 40 million. And we signed another Beyblade. Let's be honest, because Conor Gallagher was not the profile that we needed of midfielders. He is another battle warrior. He is another hard runner. And I'm sorry, this midfield is crying for a creator. This midfield is crying for a technical presence. Someone who can control the midfield. Someone who can dictate tempo. Someone who can help us build up through the middle and in that first phase. And Conor Gallagher doesn't tick any of those boxes, I'm afraid. And on top of that, we've broken the wage barrier for him. It doesn't make sense. Of all the players that we've been linked with over the last 10 years, Conor Gallagher to be the one that we offer 200,000 or 150k plus, for me, doesn't even make sense. Like, financially, from a player profile standpoint, that move doesn't make sense at all. Then I look at Sousa, the second signing, 13 million from Santos. Left back, supposed to come in and provide competition for Udogie. But how am I supposed to believe that when the very next day after he signs, Andy Robertson is being linked to my club? How does that make sense? That tells me that that Brazilian kid that we just signed isn't ready for the first team. That Brazilian kid that we just signed might not be ready next season. So why the hell have we signed him? Why have we wasted his time? Why have we wasted his family's time? Why have we wasted our time in bringing this kid from South America to England just to tell him, hey, you're not going to be behind one left back. You're going to be behind another one that we're going to sign the very next day after you join. How does that make sense to you? Then there's links going around to Leon Goretzka. Links going around to Jean-Philippe Mateta. Leon Goretzka is just another Beyblade. Similarly, unwanted at Bayern Munich. And then Mateta, 29, turning 30. His purple patch has run out. What are we doing here? What is this level of recruitment? This is supposed to turn the season around? This is supposed to help me in the Champions League? I just showed you in 08-09 when we were in an even worse situation. When we were even less of a club than what we are now, we somehow responded better. How does that make sense? We were smart. We took opportunities. We saw players that could address weaknesses in our problem. And we addressed that. And this time, we have gone the complete opposite way. We see weaknesses in our squad. We get the total opposite. We see holes in our team. We get square pegs. What is this? It doesn't make any sense how you can go into a window and come out of it. We are 24 hours left of the window, people. I need you to understand. There isn't going to be a magical signing coming through the door tomorrow that fixes everything. There aren't going to be 3 magical players that get brought in that address all the problems. This is what we have. This is what we've been given. And I'm sorry, but this is absolutely honking shit. We've regressed as a squad, no matter which way you cut it. This is a West Ham, Fulham, Crystal Palace caliber window. And even I'm seeing Crystal Palace and they're spending money on Strand Larson and Brennan Johnson. They've spent 80 million. They're even showing more ambition. Maybe not in terms of the quality, but in terms of the money being spent. You even look at the outgoings, yeah? Have a look at the outgoings. We were meant to have Bissouma being sold at the start of the window. We got told the whole reason why he's not involved in the squad, he's off the pitch, he's chaos, balloons here, there and everywhere. On the pitch, we haven't been able to get him firing. We're going to sell him in January. And now by the end of January, I'm being told that he is what? Back in the team, starting lineup. He's a key member of the team. He's the only one, he's the answer to our midfield problem now. What? From bombed out for 6 months to key member, solution, and the answer. Make it make sense. Because now that 6-month expulsion just makes no sense. You basically handicapped yourself for the first half of the season for no reason. Then on top of that, you've got Kinski potentially being loaned out to London rivals, relegation rivals, and a team that just beat us at home recently. Why are you helping West Ham? Hyuk Min Yang was doing very well on loan at Portsmouth. We said, nah, you know what? We'll take you away from there and we'll send you to Coventry, where you can sit on the bench for 3 games in a row. Then you've got Colin Wani wants his loan terminated. Then you've got Matthias Tell being pursued by Paris FC, wanting to make him the franchise player. Meanwhile, we're deregistering him and, dropping him in random games. This window has honestly been such a backward step. It's baffling me, honestly. We lost our top goal scorer. We haven't strengthened in any of the areas we need to. We blocked the pipeline for players to develop and come through in centre mid and at left back. And then you've got 3 major injuries which you've picked up in Porro, Richarlison and Kudus. No matter which way you cut it, this team has regressed this window. This window has just shown me that this board have no interest in progressing this club. This window has shown me that this manager cannot be trusted with transfers. We have 24 hours left in the window. And this is how we've chosen to address our bleeding season. One of the worst seasons in Premier League history we're having. We've got a potential Champions League campaign in the second half. And this is how we decided to load up. Honestly, it is one of the most baffling things I've ever seen. I don't know how you can call this running of a football club, because this is, for me, the tanking of a football club. I said the other day, we are seeing the death of a footballing institution here. And I wasn't joking. I think people think I'm talking in hyperboles and, you know, exaggerating. I'm not joking with you when I say these guys are literally trying to kill this club. Nobody can look at this window and tell me that they are content. Nobody can look at this window and tell me this team has improved. Nobody can look at this window and tell me they are happy with this. There can be no possibility of that. I'm sorry. But let me know your thoughts in the comments as always. Road to 20k continues. Make sure you keep subscribing. Got plenty more videos coming over the next couple of weeks as well. A couple of big fixtures coming up as well. So make sure you stay tuned for those reactions. Appreciate everyone who's been getting involved in the comments as well. Keep liking the videos as well. I will keep more coming. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Until next time, peeps. Take care.